Eddie, I would like to introduce Eddie, our magician, and if you remember, he came to speak to us last year, July last year, about the Young Life International Arizona thing. Do you remember? Yes. Now, we have a magician. Thank you, Eddie.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Is that okay? How's that sound? We'll get the volume. That's right. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. How's that? Is that okay? Cool. Lovely. So, thank you very much for having me. It's good to be back. This time doing some magic, so slightly different to what I was doing last time. It's like career change. So what I want to do now is begin with, well, obviously some magic, but begin with something slightly different. Now, magicians make things vanish, magicians make things appear, cut people in half. But today, I'm going to escape. We're going to escape from some shackles. Would anyone like to have a look at these? Just make sure they're all pretty much. You can literally have a look at those, make sure they're all solid and correct. You can be as sceptical as. Would anyone like to have a look at a padlock, just to make sure they're all genuine and correct? Wonderful. Are you happy with those? Fantastic. That's it. Oh no, yes. There is. We'll try this then. So, would you mind locking me in? Yes. Thank you very much. So, what I'll do, you can put it as close as you like, so it goes as tight as. Marvellous. So would you mind taking the key out? That just increases the difficulty. Fantastic. Now, would you mind doing the same just on the other side? I'm going to do it behind my back. Probably as close as possible to the wrist. Makes the challenge as difficult as possible. Happy with that? Yes? You guys? Oh. That lock seems to have been through one loop. Thank you though, thank you, I do appreciate that help. Oh.
Make sure you can get out.
How's that? Is that? Happy that?
Yes.
You've done those locks up securely, tightly. Fantastic. So, I'm going to escape from these locks. I'll do this at the beginning of my show. Because at the end. Wonderful. So, what I usually do is I time my escapes. Try and get a quicker time every time, as magicians do. Try and be competitive. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a stopwatch somewhere. I have a stopwatch somewhere, but before we do anything, would you mind just checking these locks? Just make sure they're nice and... They're locked up. Fairly locked. So, I will escape in a moment's time. I was looking for my padlock, but before we do anything,
Very small hands. Yes,
in that case, I haven't got a stopwatch, so would you mind doing a countdown, so sort of a 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Thank you very much for those locks. I'll come back for those in a bit, definitely. Marvellous. Well, thank you very much for that. I'll continue with the show. So the next thing I would like to do is with a Rubik's Cube. A mixed Rubik's Cube. Now, a Rubik's Cube is one of the most frustrating, time-consuming, and most popular, for some reason, most popular puzzle. Millions upon millions have been sold and bought and given as gifts and attempted. So this is a mixed cube. What I'd like to do is speed up the time it takes to solve the cube. So this is probably 30 to 40 moves away. But what I want to do is speed this up. I'm going to try to do this as visually as possible. So obviously with a Rubik's Cube you can mix and turn the pieces like so. So from 40 to 3 or 4 moves away. Let's try this. So you can just start to see it solved just like so. Perhaps one more, almost. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is the show. I'd like to try a card trick now. This is a fairly new card trick. I've only done this twice. So I don't know how it's going to go, but that's okay. Deck of cards. I'll come central just so it's most visual. So this is just a standard deck of 52 playing cards. Would someone like to give these a mix, just so that it's fair and square? Yeah? Thank you very much. So just put them in a new order, however you like. Marvellous, thank you very much. So, I'm going to put these in my pocket. Right. Now, may I have a volunteer? All I need somebody to do is just name a playing card.
Ace of spades.
Ace of spades. Let's try this. I'm going to try and pull out the ace of spades from my pocket without looking. That's the idea. I've done this twice. I haven't said how many times it's gone correctly. Let's try this. Oh, that's horrible. The card I've just pulled out is probably as close as you can get to the ace of spades. The ace of clubs. It's close. It's not a spade. So I will try and compensate for that and pull out a spade. Got a bit of a bigger chance here. But only one time I'm going to do it, so I'll give this a go. Let's try this. A spade. It's good then. Thank you very much. It's 4 spades, there we go. Ace of spades. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now, for my next trick this afternoon, I'll be very careful just to keep saying this afternoon, because usually I always say tonight and this evening, because I tend to, when I perform, and I look back on some shows and say, good evening everyone, and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's happened many a time. Many a time. So, the next thing I'd like to just bring your attention to is, on the front 2 tables, I've put 6 pieces of paper with 6 pencils. On the back 2 tables, I've put 2 pieces of paper with 2 pencils. All I need for the front tables is just to pass those pieces of paper around so 6 people have a piece of paper and a pencil, and then the same on the back, but there's only 2 on the back tables. Just that's how many we require today. Would mind just grabbing a pencil, grabbing a piece of paper. Thank you. Thank you very much. Marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. So, with those pieces of paper, in my show I like to do a little bit of mind reading. And this, rather than being a playing card, this is a bit more personal because it comes from the audience directly. So, if you wouldn't mind, if you have a piece of paper, please just, if you could note down an interest, something you enjoy doing. So something, I usually say if it's something you enjoy watching on TV, perhaps not that, but something you enjoy doing personally. So an activity or something that you enjoy doing. If you just like to...
Reading, so reading.
Yeah, an activity or a hobby that you enjoy. Yeah, you can just... Wonderful. Keep that jotted, noted down on that piece of paper. Fantastic. Once that's done, if you wouldn't mind just folding that piece of paper up so that you can't see it, and I can't see it, more importantly. Fantastic, thank you very much. So later on I'm going to come around and just collect those up and we'll use those for a routine. Fantastic, thank you. So next up, I would like to introduce you to a new topic, the history of the wand. I like these shows to also be slightly factual, to be have some information in it as well. So sometimes I do sort of a cooking demonstration or... I haven't done that yet. Next time. Yeah, I'm gradually increasing on the amount of things. So, the history of the wand. A modern day wand, a magic wand. Classic, wonderful. Fairly compact, fairly lightweight. That's the idea. So you can just put it in your pocket, you can carry it around, do some magic shows. Tell you what, there's a hole in this pocket. Look at that pocket. We got it back. Fantastic. There's the wand. Classic, wonderful. So modern day wand. But if we go back, say, I don't know, 30 odd years, wands were slightly bigger back in the day. They were just a matter of interest. Aren't they? Slightly bigger. Comparison. Only slightly. So if we go the other way, and we go into the future, wands are getting smaller. A little bit like mobile phones, really. How eventually, sort of in the films you used to watch, the big old American mobile phones with the antennae on top, and then the Nokia brick, as you say, the classic Nokia, absolutely wonderful with the little snake game and little thing. And then they went smaller, but to be honest, they're getting bigger again now. But for the matter of comparison, wands are getting smaller as well. So I have a prototype wand from the future, from people that develop wands. Very, very important matter in this day and age. So this is for about 20 years' time. It's much lighter, much more compact, much easier really. That's the way it's going. So if I was to say, let's go, how long was this? I got this. This one's for 200 years in the future, I think they told me. So I have a wand for 200 years in the future. This is from a scientific lab who are sorting this sort of thing out. So first of all, that's the comparison of the other one, just there. This is a wand for 200 years' time. So, now,
How can you wave that?
they're figuring that out. So this will, in 200 years' time, will be the magician's go-to item. Very good, very light, very compact. That's the idea. So there's a comparison there. Now, we've gone into the future quite far, actually. But what I'd like to do now is go into the past. In fact, 200 years into the past. As you saw, 30 years, slightly bigger. So 200 years back, I have the wand here. Now this is a bag from a museum that I got. And inside is a wand from 200 years' time. Now, fairly big. From 200 years ago. Here it is. So, slightly bigger. In comparison, anyway. So here is a wand from 200 years ago. Comparison. There we go. So yeah, thank you very much for that. There are certain items you can take on planes, and then there are certain items you can't. Right. So we've done that. I can do some magic with them actually. What I'd like to do now is introduce this little combination lock. This is a little combination lock. Would anyone potentially have a ring that they wouldn't mind me borrowing? In fact, I don't really need to take it, it's just going to be in your possession, but on a lock. Fantastic, thank you very much. Would you mind placing that on there? It's very trustworthy of you. Hopefully I remember the combination. So that's very safe and secure. Does this mean a lot to you, this ring? It did. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do a card trick. Wonderful. So it's in your possession, but in some ways it isn't. You can have a look at that lock if you like. Just twiddle round the combination on it. You can see that it's securely locked on there. That's nothing funny going on. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Fantastic. But what I'd like to do now is a card trick. Is a card trick. May I have a volunteer from the audience who would, for this one, someone that believes that they can hold quite a poker face, a deadpan face.
No, I can't. Better.
Thank you very much. Fantastic. Thank you very much for coming up. Thanks for helping. Thank you. What was your name? Sorry. Okay. Thank you very much for coming up. So we have the same deck of cards from earlier. What we're going to do is a simple pick a card trick, and then I'm going to try and read your mind and get what the card is. So, let's try this. I'm going to mix the cards up. Not yet. Cool. So would you mind just pointing to any one of the cards that go by in the deck? That one right there? Sorry, that one there. Cool, I don't want to. Would you mind taking that card from the bottom of the deck for me? Keeping hold of that. Please have a look at that. Don't need to show the audience at this point, but just have a look at that, remember that. Keep that in mind. Got that? Fantastic. So I'm going to try and read your mind now. Now the reason I say don't show the audience is because this just makes it more secure. Only you know this. I mean, a few people over here may know it, that's all, but other than that, what was it? Was it the card? Can you see? No? Okay. Right. Let's try this. Ace, 2, 3. So with that, with your poker face, would you mind just not giving anything away here? Fantastic. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Jack, Queen, King. Is this a black card? No. I can't do that then. It's not a black card. Not really doing anything, it's just scribbled really. But, so what is it then? What is it? Doesn't matter. Thanks, Tony. True. Oh, it's coming to me now. Here it is. I think. Is this the 5 of diamonds? Thank you very much. I mean, the beginning and the end were what we wanted. So just forget about the middle bit. Picked a card, and now I've got it. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. So that ring on that padlock is still on there. Nothing's happened to it. Have we ever met before? No.
I think I saw you last night.
Yes. Okay. So what's interesting is it's not really that important if I know or not what the combination lock combination is. What's more important is whether you know what it is.
As far as I'm aware.
Because I'm not going to tell you what it is. But on the front you'll see a red line running just on this side here,
Yes.
that red line.
Yes.
That's where you can sort of put the combination you want on there.
Yeah.
Would you mind putting into the combination lock the year of your birth?
Easily done.
Go over here.
You've got enough digits.
Marvellous. So that's been entered. Is that combination lock still locked?
No.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So now what I'm going to do is fulfill another request magicians get. So I've said about vanishing, appearing, but what I'm going to do now is make something teleport from one place to another. And what I'm going to need for this are three things initially. This little net I like to use in shows, and most importantly, this, which I've covered up. This is the appearance cabinet. This is usually the highlight of the show. The highlight of the show. So I want to pretty much finish on this because it's the great grand finale. Usually people's highlight of their year. It is the box of the bestness. In every way. Because this is where things reappear. So what I'll do is there's a little door on the front, which I can open just like this. And inside there's a little handkerchief. I'm going to shut that back up now. Place that there. Safe and sound. Nice handkerchief. So, would someone mind hanging on to this handkerchief for me? Just fantastic. Thank you. I'll let you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is put it somewhere and it's going to go somewhere else. But what I'm going to do is change this a little bit and add a stage. And that is where this comes in. This little metal box, it sort of opens up like this. Because you can see all the way through, door, so on and so forth. I'll place that there. Because I'd like to see it halfway through its journey. Now the net itself as well is very good because you can turn it inside out. And there's a zip on it which allows me to put my hand all the way through. But that's not suspicious. That's like so. So we're going to take that handkerchief and just, if you wouldn't mind, placing that inside. So is it there? Happy with that? Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. What I'm going to do now is walk to the front. In fact, it's probably already doing so. It's about this point where it flies out of there. I know. And it's flying above your head. That's what I'm thinking.
Here you go.
Unzip it. Now flying above your head. invisibly. And now, we'll go to the midpoint, which was this little metal box. I'll open this up. But of course, we've got to put it back in, because it's going to resume its journey into the appearance cabinet, of which I've already explained is amazing in every way. May I have a volunteer who would like to bring about a conclusion of grandness? Who would like to help me? Thank you very much indeed. What is your name? June. Thank you very much for coming up. Would you mind just standing, just here, sort of centre stage? Because this really is fantastic. Now, would you mind putting your right hand up like a teapot, sort of like this? Thank you very much indeed. Now, what I'm going to do is go 3, 2, 1, abracadabra. Then after I've said abracadabra, there we go. I'm going to say abracadabra. Then after I've said abracadabra, if you wouldn't mind saying abracadabra, because it makes this work. And June, what I'm going to need you to do is pull the handle straight out, and a dove will fly out into the room. Right, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1, abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Oh, it's oh, that's oh, thank you. Was that the... Well, thanks for coming up. I can't really finish on that now. We're going to have to do something else. Those pieces of paper, would you mind bringing those to hand? I'm going to come around with my little ballot box. Take those. Was there another one there? Thank you very much. Marvellous. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And then from the front tables as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
She's on the careful and fall apart.
I'm hanging on to this one. Marvellous.
She's messed up.
Thank you very much. Is that all of them? Marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to place that on the front of the table. Now, I'm going to need a volunteer. Specifically this time, I'm going to need a volunteer. Someone that's good at, again, similar to the card trick we did, the amazing card trick. I'm going to need someone who can transfer a thought over. These aren't everyday asks, but someone that could... Does anyone believe in psychic ability? Well, thanks for coming. Would anyone like, what I need someone to do is just take one of these thoughts, one of these interests out of the box, and then, as best as possible, just draw it, whatever it may be. Is anyone feeling? Would you like to help? Thank you very much indeed. If you wouldn't mind coming up, it's fun. Thank you very much indeed. Ah, fantastic. Got a pencil. I've got a pen anyway, if that might be good. That's it. I'm going to give you.
Might look very funny.
First of all, we'll take one of the interests out. Would you mind just taking just one of them out? Oh, right, sorry. There we go. Anyone you like? Have a look at that. Keep that a secret. Keep that in mind. Got that? Fantastic. Do you think you'll be able to draw this? Or from your drawing, give across roughly what it is? Yeah? Cool. Would you, I'll give you one of these just because they're a little bit more bold and visible. And the other thing I was going to ask is what we're going to do is, if you wouldn't mind facing that way, I'm going to face this way, so we're sort of back to back, like this, so I can't see what you're doing. Cool, no, that's okay. Right, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm not going to do that, no, we'll do it properly. Sorry. Is this an interest? Somebody. Okay. I'm getting a few ideas from this. Let me know when you're happy with that.
Well, yes.
Could be a multitude of specific. Is there anything else that you could add to it, or are you happy? Ah. Okay. Let's try this. Pretty good idea. I'll be able to show. I'll turn this around in a moment so we can all see it. Anything else? Oh, possibly a. This is very detailed. Okay.
I'm just trying to put things together. It's not an art piece, I can tell you.
Right. I'm going to turn around with mine, keeping it hidden at the moment. What have you drawn? If you wouldn't mind showing the audience and myself what you have drawn.
Brilliant piece of work.
Was that what the word was? Gardening?
Yes.
Thank you very much for your help. Thank you very much indeed. Gardening. Thank you very much for your interests as well. For those, after those, for those over here. That's a very good drawing, by the way. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. So how much time would you say? Just don't want to go. That wasn't very good, was it? We could possibly do it again. Shall I do it again?
Yeah.
Maybe so we have 5 minutes or so. I haven't got really enough time for that. We need at least sort of 7 minutes for that. So, well, thank you very much for coming.
What's in the red bag, please?
Ah, the cups and balls. How many people have seen the cups and balls? People sort of magic, sort of changing them around, sort of almost like charlatans on the street, hustling. Quite a few people? Well, that saves you and me a lot of time. Excellent. In all honesty, I'm happy to come round and do that. I'm happy to come round and do that one because it's slightly small up the front, so I don't want to do it because it'd be difficult to see from the back. So I can do that. I'll do that afterwards if there's any time. Absolutely happy to. But thank you very much for coming. That was your card, wasn't it? I brought that wand in my museum's bag.
Yes, little bag.
Would you mind collecting that little bag? Little brown bag. This is the single bag that I used earlier. So yeah, there should be one thing in there. What's in there? Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much. Well, I don't conclude on that, I think. But no, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for inviting me again. Oh, we were going to have a Q&A now, but it's a magic show, so we're not going to. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for those locks. Thank you. Ah, the pencil. Is there anyone whose second name begins with a B?
B.
A B. Does your...
What, a surname?
Yes.
What's her name?
Surname. Yeah.
Shirley.
Do any... So,
B or a D?
a B. B for Bertie.
Yeah.
Few people? Do any of your names begin with... Your first name begin with a H? No. I had a personalised pencil for you. That's okay, I'll take those back later then, in that case. But, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.